Britain should be looking to negotiate as many trade agreements as possible, particularly with countries with historical links to the UK, an expert has claimed. Remainers have stated any free trade agreement with the US will not only lower UK standards but also provide little contribution to the country's GDP. A trade deal will not be agreed until next year, but Deputy Director of the Adam Smith Institute, Matt Kilcoyne, has insisted the UK now think globally about trade, rather than focusing on one deal in particular. Speaking to Express, he stated the UK should look to countries with past historical links to such as India, or states in the Asia-Pacific region due to their potential for economic growth. The UK has begun negotiations with both New Zealand and Australia, with the former claiming it is ready to agree a trade agreement as soon as possible. Mr. Kilcoyne said, "Trade is not zero-sum, we should be seeking as many trade deals as possible. Britain should be thinking globally about trade. Fortunately, the regions with the highest growth potential in the next few decades, Sub-Saharan Africa, Southeast Asia, India, and the wider Asia-Pacific, all have historic and familial links to the UK. The highly developed, modern and diverse liberal democracies of Canada, Australia, and New Zealand are well placed for the kind of high-trust trade agreements based on mutual recognition of goods and services, but also of qualifications. It should be as easy to move and be a teacher in Sydney as it is to move to teach in Sydenham, or to be an engineer in Auckland as it is to be in Aberdeen. We're far apart geographically, but the global reach of our closest allies is a perfect antidote to regional blocs around the world that are turning inward. With these states, Britain can play a leading role in keeping global trade flowing. According to the International Monetary Fund's economic outlook, the real GDP of both Australia and New Zealand in 2021 is expected to grow by 6.1% and 5.9%, respectively. The predicted growth of the two states amounts to more than both Russia 3.5 and the US 4.7 in the same year. With negotiations between Australia and the UK progressing, Liberal Party Senator James Patterson claimed the two sides should allow freedom of movement between the states. He also called for a greater union between Canada, New Zealand, Australia and the UK. As government officials have claimed so far following Britain's departure from the EU on January 31, the UK will now be able to set and sign its own trade deals outside of Brussels's bureaucracy.